Hi. Hi, everybody. I thought we would do some fun. Outer Limits. I've seen it. I thought we would do some fun music on the way in. I don't know if for some reason my comments are not showing up. This is weird. This video is not private, right? You guys saw me okay? Let me see. Oh, let me change that. There we go. And let's see if that fixed our problem. And somebody lay some chat on me. Drop some chat for me. Everybody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up. Let me see. There we go. Okay. No, they were not showing up on my StreamYard, which was awkward and weird. I'm always looking back and forth between the two screens anyway. So I don't know if I'm actually steamrolling over Candor. I don't know if Candor is going to go live, but I stayed up late last night. I had a great long chat with one of my girlfriends, which was fantastic. I got to catch up with her. I've been neglecting my friends. I'm going over to see my friend Gail tonight. I may do a little live stream. She is always fun and entertaining from over there. You may get some shorts while I'm over there. Wrist is feeling better. Things are settling down in there. But I want us to do our royals and scandals today, and we're going to kick it off. Let me see if I have any more memberships left for the month. No, I gave away all my memberships for the month. So that's okay. We're not to worry. But I'm going to let you guys. So this is what we're going to do. I have some royals and scandals questions set up. If you guys have royals and scandals questions, you can ask them in the chat. Use bold. Private readings or personal readings. You could do super chat, super sticker. And we'll do those at the end. So those are going to be questions about yourself. Not unless you're a royal, then you can drop some questions in here. So anybody that's royalty, you can get a free read. But before we get started, I do want to have you guys pick the decks that we're going to use. You ready? So I pulled out 3 decks today. And I'm going to change that background too. Let me change the background so it makes it a little bit easier to see. There we go. Okay, we are back in the cosmos. So make this nice and big. There you go, kids. So since we're talking about royals, I always bring out my Renaissance Royal Super Golden deck. We can use that one. I haven't brought this one out in a while. Socrates. Buongiorno. How are you, Socrates? I know I'm mixing up all my cultures there. This is my stick figure deck. It reads really well on here. Candor is going to be on in 30 minutes. All right. So we're going to have to hustle up. And then we have the Classic Rock Tarot for Ozzy because we lost Ozzy. So everybody, 1, 2, or 3, drop your requests right now in the comments. 1, 2, or 3. This is deck 1, 2, 3. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Quick, so we can get to going on this and I don't steamroll over Candor. 3 is our vote right now. 3, 3, 3. We got 2 for 3. 2 for 3. 2. What else? Keep going. 3. We've got 3 for 3 right now. 3 is the winner. 2 is coming up. We've got 2 votes for 2. We got 4 votes for 3. 4 here. 2 here. Drop it like it's hot, guys. Drop it like it's hot. Going once, going twice, 3 times. We're going to do the Classic Rock Tarot for today. We can always pull out the Renaissance Tarot as needed. I'm surprised nobody wants the stick figure deck. I'll have to do more readings with it. It's actually really cute. So you want to see number 1. Tina, I will figure that out. I will do something with number 1. They're going to be right next to me. So maybe we'll pull it out. That's actually a cool deck I got on Etsy. So let's start with some of my questions that we got here. You ready, kids? So there's some interesting things happening in the royal world. So here we go. I'm scrolling up. So Prince George was barred from taking flights with his father because he came of age. He's of the age of 12, and he now is becoming more autonomous. It's causing, it is due to royal succession safety rules, but it's causing logistical headaches and sparking royal protocol buzz. Are we going to see any change in this due to it being inconvenient? Remember to hit that like button, guys. The 8 of Wands, which is Joe Elliott. Joe Elliott. And we also got Gene Simmons, who is the devil. I think that Prince William is going to push back against this for purposes of keeping his family together. I think he's going to push back against it. What kind of response will that get? 3 of Swords in reverse, the Sun in reverse, and the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. This does say to me that they may loosen up that protocol to accommodate the likes and wishes of the future king. I'm just saying. He may want to keep his family together. He may feel that he is, well, let's see what he feels. What is he feeling about that? Why would William push to keep the family traveling together? Why would he do that? Let's tell a story with the Classic Rock Tarot. And this is from Parisi Studios, guys. www.com, Parisi Studios. You can get this deck for yourself. It is a fantastic deck. I absolutely love this deck. And I actually was talking with the artist. I was going to try and get an interview going with them. So why would William want his son to travel with him? The 8 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. I think he feels that he could, 4 of Swords, and Ozzy Osbourne's the Death card. Transformation. There you go, Osman, Prince of Darkness. We're all still talking about you. So the 4 of Swords and the 8, I'm sorry, the 13th card, the Death card. I do think that he is under the impression that they need to make changes. They have enough security. They can kind of proceed that way. This is not. What else? What else? The 6 of Pentacles and the High Priestess. William, I think, thinks he knows better and that they can kind of create a ring of fire or steel around their family to protect them. So I do think that is it. Yeah, especially after that comment, outer limits, I absolutely believe that. 100%. So drop your questions. If you have questions about that, we can always come back to it. William is in a cash for access drama. Apparently, Kensington Palace denounced that this happened and is cutting ties with this entity. Is there any truth to that? Is there any truth to William doing a cash for access thing recently? Ace of Cups and the 5 of Wands. It's conflicted. Is it true? Did he do that? Page of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups in reverse. I don't think that he did it. I think it was a conversation that is being exploited. I think we've got some exploitation of things that were said just casually. Look, I can pick up a glass with this hand now. That's a new thing. I couldn't do that the other day. So, we'll have some royal fun facts here too. So July 24th, 1698 or 1689, Prince William, Duke of Gloucester, son of Queen Anne, was born at Hampton Court. Despite living just 11 years, his legacy triggered the 1701 Act of Settlement, influencing the modern UK throne. So fun fact for you guys over there. Also on this date in 1567, King James VI of Scotland ascended to both Scottish and English crowns while just over a year old. So let's see what the Duke of Gloucester from 1689, what he would say about the current condition of the royal family. He was only 11 years old when he got out, but when he left the earth plane, what would he have to say about the royal family? 6 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. They are moving. He does see them moving away from the 9 of Pentacles, stability and cloistered living. The Knight of Swords here, I think he thinks it's a bad idea. This has been tried before. And I do think that Prince William, Duke of Gloucester, is telling us that they need to look in the history books with that hangman. It's Brian Jones. I know it's kind of in bad taste, but it's accurate. So I do think he's saying, look to history to see what to do. And we have the 8 of Swords, David Lee Roth. You guys can check him out here, David Lee Roth. It's going to release people from their duty and responsibilities. Is this going to be a good thing or a bad thing? The Lovers, I think it makes them more accessible to the community. There's Keith Richards. He's a little zombified Keith Richards. And 10 of Cups, it does endear them a little bit more to the common man. I have always said that I think William's reign is going to be very different from the reign of his mother or from his father or his grandmother. I think that William is going to turn it more into a family business versus a royal lineage. I think it's going to take on some very interesting dimensions as we move forward. I think William is going to do something very, very different. Fun fact, it is National Tell an Old Joke Day. So you can tell an old joke. I could tell you guys an old joke. Do you have an old joke, Greg? He's not even here. I'm talking to no one. But I'm usually on here talking to no one, so... let's see what King James VI of Scotland would say about the royal family now. King James VI. Knight of Pentacles. He thinks it's interesting that they are diluting the power of the crown. He thinks it's very interesting. Guys, we're having a heat wave here. I'm not taking my clothes off. I'm just taking off this cute little sweater. I try and dress somewhat professionally when I'm on here, and I am too old to have bare arms, but I'm bearing arms for you guys. It's hot. So if Hutch is still here, I hope he's not looking at my arms because they're a little soggy. But he thinks it's very... James the Sixth thinks it's very interesting that they're diluting power from the crown. Under the surface, 10 of Cups. He does think that this is... he believes very strongly in the royal family. Hi, Melinda. So Ace of Wands back here, making changes. The Sun, Jerry Garcia, bearing arms. I know. 2A. 2A is going on here. So welcome everybody who's jumping in. Please be sure to hit that like button. And just so you guys know, I have condensed hours this weekend. So if any of you are looking for private readings, my schedule is a little bit smaller. I've got a competition with my son. We've got some stuff that's going on with my family. Yeah, crazy things. I also thought that Greg was retiring this week. It's next week. He's going to be done next week. So we've got that going on for next weekend. So all in all, the 9 of Swords here. I think that King James the Sixth, I think he thinks that the dilution of power is very interesting and will make things more interesting in the United Kingdom, specifically because it kind of distributes the power a little bit more. I think he thinks that's kind of interesting. So, guys, remember, this is a live. I have some questions, but if you want some questions answered, you can drop them down. Drop them down. So, so 2 days ago, King Charles was confronted in an awkward moment. This is People Magazine. Welcome, guys. We got 30 people in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit that like button. Hit the like, kids. So King Charles was confronted about the British royal family's finances during his latest public outing. The king responded to one inquiry, but didn't address the other questions during the awkward scene in Newmarket. Basically, why does your family cost us £500 million a year, Charles? Someone heckled from the crowd. The monarch paused for a beat and said, yes. So awkward. Now you have to remember that, hi Stephanie, there was an anti-monarchy group in September of 2024 published a report that the royal family cost taxpayers an estimated £688 million per year, not accounted for by the sovereign grant. So the heckler kept at it. Why do you pay your gardeners only minimum wage? He yelled at the king. So the question referenced a recent report in the Sunday Times alleging that 11 out of the 12 gardeners employed at Highgrove House, the King's Country Estate, have left since 2022 due to low wages and high demands. People understands that one grievance was reported in 2024 to 2025 out of nearly 500 staff. So not a lot of grievances in terms of the amount of staff that they have. So he did not react to the question about the gardeners. Then there was another cut. Someone said, "You are my king," and someone else said, "Do you think it's fair that we pay $27 million a year for the Duchy of Lancaster?" The Duchy of Lancaster is a private estate comprised of over 44,000 acres. It is in England and Wales. It is owned by King Charles as sovereign. Just like the Duchy of Cornwall that generates revenues for Prince William, both duchies were established hundreds of years ago to provide income for the sovereign and the heir to the throne. So his reply to this woman was not audible. Someone else followed up with, "God bless you, your majesty." So taking quite a beating out on the public stage out in the town square. So how does King Charles feel about this heckling over finances? How is he feeling? So we've got the 3 of Cups crossed by the Star in reverse, the Queen of Swords underneath, the 2 of Pentacles in reverse in the past position, in that suitcase position. You guys know I read that a little bit differently. And we got Bob Dylan, who is the 8 of Pentacles up at the top, and then the 6 of Wands in the future position. So what problems do we have here? I think there's a bit of an insular problem. I think the king is very insulated, having just the existence that he has. He has a little bit of trouble looking toward the future from another scope. That being said, I do think that he is keeping some things under wraps. Hi, Gilly. It's good to see you. So I think he's keeping some things under wraps. This Two of Pentacles, some changes that may be at hand. The Eight of Pentacles is getting to work. So they are working on these things, changing that future. Since the star is in reverse, Ringo's star in this case, that means that the future is going to be very different and that the success rate is not going to be really fantastic. I think it's going to be a little bit different. He did, I will tell you this, he did want to level some choice words at those people. So we are looking at that. All right, guys. So we've got just a few minutes before Candor goes live. So drop some questions on me. Drop them like they're hot. And please remember that I do have Humanaki. Humanaki, it's always great to see you. Just remember that I do have open hours this weekend, but they are condensed. If I don't have enough time to get if I don't have enough time to get people in, I will likely open up some hours on Sunday evening. I'll sleep in on Sunday since our competition is pretty far away. Like I said, we've got some stuff going on with family. We've got a family member that's in the or soon to be family member that's in the hospital. It's not looking so good. So we may have to detour into other rights and services. So hit me up, guys. Any questions? If not, we're going to skip right over to Candors. We've been on for a half hour. Thank you, Zephyr. So, oh, good question. Outer limits. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I almost hit leave the studio button. Oh, Humanaki. That's gross. Yeah, I will answer that too. Answer these as fast as I can, guys. Fast as I can. All right. So how would a monarchy under Richard of Gloucester have been different? So I got you, Stephanie. I see it. Thank you, Greggy. Oh, thank you, Zephyr. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So how would the monarchy be different? So let's see how it would be different behind the scenes first. 1, 2, 3. I think it would have been less progressive at this point under the descendants of Richard of Gloucester. Why do I think that? Ace of Wands in reverse, Brian May. Brian may not. The Page of Cups in reverse and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. There would have been a very consistent service and cloisteredness of the royal family. We would have seen that kind of continue. They would not have reached out and tried to do other things. For example, like Andrew dating that actress back in the day, or certain people, contemporary people, dating actresses in the current time. So I think that would have been different on the inside. How would they have been different in the way that they interacted with the public? How would they have been different in the way that they interacted with the public? Let's see how that is. We have the World in reverse. So their interactions with the public would not have been different. We're going to look at that a little bit closer. But we also have the Seven of Pentacles. Remember, the Seven of Pentacles is about reviewing what we've done. We're going to do it the way we've always done it, dear. I turned into a snotty American there for a second. I turned into Mr. Howell. And over here, the Six of Wands, they always would have maintained that level of superiority. So there would have been really a very strict and serious class distinction between the public, the great unwashed, and the royal family. There would have been very, very different attitudes about that. We wouldn't have had any of the mixing. There would be no people involved in the royal family if they were not born into royalty. So I think that's how it would have been different. So great question. Thank you so much. Here we go, Humanaki. We are jumping on your question. You saw a video saying that Rachel wanted William to walk her down the aisle of the wedding. Is there any truth to that? Wifey, my dear, how are you? Did you hear about Hulk Hogan? I can't even believe it. Just so you guys know, yesterday Greg and I were at his eye doctor, and I was getting emotional about Ozzy because I don't know, I'm like extra emotional about it. And the tech that was in there said, yeah, Hulk Hogan, now we just have to worry about Hulk Hogan. I had no idea that Hulk Hogan was sick. I don't know if that guy did, but today, Hulk Hogan, no more. No more, brother. Right, Greg? No more, brother.
I'm still going to take my vitamins and say my prayers, brother.
Say your prayers. Say your prayers indeed. So did Meghan want William to walk her down the aisle? Yes. Yeah, she did. Did the Queen stop it? 5 of Wands in reverse. There was a lot of conversation about this, guys. Ace of Swords. It was a hard no. And the hard no was because it would look bad. It would look bad. Knight of Wands, Hermit. This is one of the insults done to Meghan. This is one of the insults that was done, in her opinion. And it was one of the things that caused her to put the brakes on. Look, Rob Halford on his motorcycle. Yeah, she did. And that's really bizarre. Ew. Like, why would she want her brother-in-law to walk her down the aisle? It was a hard no. How did William feel about that? I think it was a plentiful no. Let's put it that way. How did William feel about this? What was William's reaction? I kind of wish I had like a Garbage Pail Kids thing right now. 4 of Pentacles. William was like, I'm not even answering this. I'm not even answering this. There's Tony Iommi. Yeah, Hulk Hogan was in the Rocky movie? Was he? Yeah, plentiful. Plentiful. Lady of the night, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. So yeah, that's a big yes. Okay. So we're going on over to socially royal families. Will the Peltz family protect their billions from H&M? Sorry to hear that news. Thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate that. Will the Peltz family protect their billions from Harry and Meghan? Yeah, Outer Limits. He could have tripped her on the way down the aisle. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, well, the Peltz family. So I'm going to ask a different question. So, Stephanie, do Harry and Meghan have their eyes on the Peltz money? Do they have their eyes on the Peltz money? 2 of Pentacles, Page of Cups. I don't think it is an obligation. Humanaki, great question. Stick around. I'm going to, questions are closed, guys. I'm going to close our questions. And this way we can all get over to Candor. It's not too late into his session. I don't think they have their eyes on the Peltz family billions, but let me see. Are Harry and Meghan still advising Brooklyn and Nicola Peltz Beckham? You know, he hyphenated his name. Did you guys know that? He's hyphenated his name. He's Peltz Beckham. He took her name. I am way too traditional for that kind of nonsense. So, are Harry and Meghan trying to extract some money from them? 4 of Wands. They are Queen of Swords, Yes. Page of Swords down here. You know, let's talk about Svengali. Let's talk about Svengali. So there is a sweetness. They are creating a soft place for Nicola and Brooklyn to land if you need us. So there's a lot of that going on. They're like, if you guys need us, you know, we'll be here for you. Why wouldn't they move to Florida? They've ruined everything else in America. Why wouldn't they move to Florida, Margie? I'm picking that one. So questions are closed, but so they are just, you know, Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld, and she says, you know, they were, I think her and Harry, her and Jerry were trying to break up other people so that they could start dating them, and they were gonna switch. And Elaine said, "I'm there for you," and then when the other one goes, "We're just there." And that's this kind of energy. They are just there waiting to step into some kind of role, some kind of advisory role for Nicola. Oh, thank you, sweetie pie. I'm sorry I left all this room here. I got a cup of tea. Cheers. Thank you, baby doll. You're a good girl. Oh, it's delicious. So she makes a hell of a cup of tea, this kid. Put those over there. They were just in the way of my tea. So yeah, they are then, if they get in on the inside with Nicola and Brooklyn, they are going to be whispering in their ear in a Cyrano de Bergerac Svengali kind of way. So Svengali? Did you say Svengali, Greg?
I didn't say it.
So yeah, I think they're trying to get in there. Is it true that Netflix ended the Harkle's contract? So let's see. Let's see.
The contract just ran out.
They're saying that it was not renewed. It was not renewed. So is the contract not renewed? Nine of Wands. Back against the wall. Yeah! Roger Daltrey. And the Star in reverse. Yeah, their backs against the wall. Hierophant is under the surface. The Four of Wands. Empress. Oh, this is terrible. Eight of Swords. Yeah, they're out of contract, guys. This is why. So here, the Nine of Wands. There's no future. So if you think about having your back against the wall and there's nothing in front of you, there's nothing above you, there's nothing that you can access for success, that's the position that Netflix is demonstrating to them. This is a huge presumption. We're family. I recently partnered with Netflix. She really thought that they were family. And much like Harry thinks that his family, that there's always going to be an open door, no matter how much of an absolute knob he acts like, this was something that she was presuming. We're their only royals. Like, they're going to keep us. Who knows anything about those Beckhams, which the Beckham series was apparently much, much better. So up top, the third card in the major arcana is the Empress card. The Empress is what Meghan wants to be seen as. She wants to be seen as the Earth Mother, this lovely, warm, inviting, altruistic, hostess with the mostest. She's not that. It doesn't read well. She is not exhibiting it. My Luke. She was rude to her friends in the episode. She was rude to Mindy Kaling in the first one. She was not very nice to most of the people that were around her, and we hear the bullying stories. So over here, why do I think that this contract is Dunsville? Because this is that Eight of Swords. You guys know the Eight of Swords is a place of stability. All eights, we have 4, 6, and 8 are all places of stability. 5s and 7s are chaotic. So this is being let go from the obligation. 8 in reverse, it is stable, but it's stably letting go. In the traditional Rider Waite, it's the gal on the beach with the blindfold, the ties, and she's got the swords all around her. So this is, we're going to let you go. You got nothing. We can't make people like you. Showing off, which is basically what I think that whole series was. I think the whole series was showing off how much money I have, how fabulous my life is. And that does not read well if you want to be universal. That reads to the people in your socioeconomic set, and that's about it. So we got 2 questions, and then we can all Scooby-Doo on over to Candor and see what Candor has up his sleeves today. So I love that we're reading with the Rockstar Tarot today. Will Obama and Clinton be made to testify about Russiagate? It's already been sent over to the DOJ. That file has been sent to the DOJ. Strange days are ahead of us. Once a trashy social climber, always a trashy social climber. Good day, Elizabeth Higgins. So, will Obama be made to testify? Queen of Swords in reverse, the 5 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. Guys, there's going to be something on here that he won't have to testify. He is going to get out of this. Riley. So, Queen of Pentacles here. I don't know anything. I know nothing. I know nothing about this. SCOTUS has already ruled that he has immunity. Guess who else has immunity? Mrs. Big Mike. Mrs. Big Mike's got immunity too. They are not going to have to they're not going to have to say anything. That is wild. So I don't think they're going to have to say anything. I think they're also going to say, we don't know anything. We got nothing. We got nothing for you. You got nothing on me. Hi, Kelly. I love that you love these readings. Thank you so much. We're actually going to do a raid on Candles. We're all going to go over to Candle after this. So second to last question is Hilly gonna have to go and testify. Now, presumably, she is going to fall under this as well. So let's see. There's Ace of Pentacles. We got nothing. Ace of Cups in reverse. She's actually going to say that she was really insulted. But I do want you guys to know this. 4 of Wands up top. I think she's going to say a lot more than we want her to. Phil Lynott, my favorite Irish 70s rocker. Oh, look at that guy. Oh my God. Loved his voice. So loved his bass playing too. So here with this 7 of Cups in reverse, all she's going to want to do is spew a lot of information. And she's going to be insulted, and she's going to say a lot of things in the press. We're going to hear a lot of things from her. So buckle up for that. She's going to be Russia. She's going to keep saying it. So Russia, right?
Russia was
smoking. We haven't visited Pootie in a while. You guys let me know if you want a Pootie video. The light in the window is a crack in the sky. Yes, Stephanie. Yes. I'm having trouble. You're really far away. I've got a lot of screens here, guys. exciting stuff. But Greg's got another week. He's done next week, and then we're gonna start working on all kinds of projects. I got all kinds of projects around the house that we are going to be working on. One of them is repaving our path up to the front of the house. I hate the path that's there, and I want to make it more cottagey. So I've got a cool plan. So apparently the Harkles are thinking about moving to Florida. Why would Florida be beneficial to them, guys? So step one with Florida. Florida has no income tax, right? Greg, is that it? It's no income tax?
I don't know if it's no income tax. I know our pensions don't get taxed there. That's why a lot of people move there.
I believe it's no income tax at all. I think it's just like your federal taxes and it's the state tax. Thank you, Penny. Julie Hayward. Shock hard. We're wrapping it up. We're going to be moving over to Candor. So there's no state tax, which is huge. It's still like a huge chunk out of your pension, out of your retirement payouts, whatever it may be. Sorry, guys. I am so allergy-rific. My throat keeps closing up. My ears are itchy. It's terrible. My ears get itchy when I get allergies. Let me know if your ears get itchy when you get allergies in the chat. So are the Harkles thinking of moving to Florida? I want to do this in two. I want to do Harry and I want to do Meghan. Harry, Meghan. Hell yeah. Guess what, guys? She is a Miami. Oh, SpongeBob hooker pants. This is what I'm going to tell you guys. Harry, no. Harry's not looking to plant any more roots in the United States. He is not looking to do that anymore. So Meghan, though, I think is looking for a state that is warm, wonderful, and she can just kind of be ridiculous down in like Miami or something like that. I mean, I'm sure she's got her eyes set on like Star Island. That's not going to happen. Star Island, your threshold for entering is like, I think 48 million. That's what the property is there. Yeah, Florida. Hello, hurricanes. Exactly. Oh, it's all connected. Ears, nose, head. Yes. She'll do better in Tampa. I mean, one of our friends just moved to Tampa. Yeah, you know what? It just would be preferable if she wasn't here at all, right? Like, shouldn't she just go elsewhere? How is that going to work out for her? How would Florida work out for Meghan Markle? Let's see. Little yellow brick road. Money. It's a gas. Fidelity. David Gilmour. He's on my hall pass list. Sorry, Greg. He has always been on my hall pass list. He's not a substitute. He's always been like number one. David Gilmour. Drop some hearts. Drop some hearts. So Zephyr, let's see how she would do in Florida. You know I know how. The clock can't even handle me right now. How would Meghan do in Florida? Knight of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Oh, there's work. I don't think Florida would like her. Let's put it that way. I think the good people of the Sunshine State. I don't think the villages. I don't think the good people of Florida really want her there. I think this is a type of person that becomes really unplaceable. So she couldn't belong down in the villages. She's not going to belong on Star Island. She's, nobody's going to want her in Boca Raton. She is not refined enough to be in the finer circles of Florida. And she's going to be very judgy about some of the trashier places in Florida. So like my folks have a place down in Boca Raton, and I saw across the street, there's neighborhoods there. Like, we too could live in Boca Raton in, a middle class fashion. But the ticket seller at Disney. Those houses were starting, I think it was like 700 or 800 for fixer uppers. And I was like, oh, my dad at one point was like, why don't everybody move down here? Greg was like, it is hot down there. It is hot down there. It is crazy. Oh, wifey. I don't know if our international people know about the pineapples and the pink flamingos. Russia is not warm enough for her. Russia is not warm enough. So all right, kids. All right. So this was good. I wanted to stay on a little bit longer, but I do not want to steamroll over my good friend Candor. Zeph, can we drop that link one more time for his live, and then we can all go over as a raid? When you get in there, comment raid and let him know that we are invading his live. So just drop that link and we'll get on over there. All right, guys. So thank you so much for jumping in to my lazy man's content. I really did need to do some lazy man content. And so when you get over there, say raid from Fortune Cookies. So we'll go over there. If you've never seen Candor before, he is fantastic. Everybody gets a chance to come up on screen. I will probably come on screen because I am all camera ready. And I will see you guys in the future.